ones. I need you to pause everything you are doing and listen closely to the frequency of your own spirit. What is about to be revealed is not merely a message for the day, but a celestial diagnosis of a structural change that has already taken place within you. You may still feel the dust of the battle clinging to your clothes, and you may still remember the sting of the tears you shed in secret over the last few months. But you must understand that the person who entered that wilderness is not the same person who has walked out. While you were sleeping, while you were enduring, and while you were keeping your mouth shut when everything inside you wanted to scream, a silent metamorphosis was completed. You did not just survive the desert. You developed a spiritual biology capable of digesting venom. You have unlocked and mastered what the heavens call frequency dominion. This is a power as ancient as the Creator himself, yet so rare in the modern human experience that the kingdom of darkness has entered a state of maximum alert. The enemy is no longer just trying to destroy you. That tactic failed. Now he is obsessed with studying you. He's perplexed because he has witnessed something in your life that defies the logic of the fall: divine transmutation. To navigate this new level of existence, where your very presence disrupts the atmosphere, you need more than just intuition. You need a structured map to understand the magnitude of what you carry. This is why we created the 3 keys to a prosperous life. This is not just a collection of ideas, but a complete trilogy designed as a practical guide for the chosen to finally awaken to who they really are. It is a tool to help you heal the invisible locks that have kept you in cycles of scarcity and to expand with absolute stability. We teach you how to receive, sustain, and multiply your blessings without that lingering shadow of guilt that often plagues the empathetic soul. Whether you prefer to read the ebook or listen to the audiobook during your daily commute, this trilogy offers the grounding you need right now. If you feel that it is time to stop apologizing for your potential and start living it, I invite you to click the link in the pinned comment or description below. It is available for a limited time to help you build your foundation. Now let us return to this perplexity of the enemy, because understanding his confusion is the key to maintaining your peace. The reason the dark forces are currently obsessed with your new power is that you have broken the law of cause and effect that governs the fallen world. In the natural realm, if you poison a well, the water becomes toxic. If you strike a person repeatedly, they become broken or bitter. But the enemy has thrown his worst at you: betrayal, isolation, financial constriction, slander, and instead of becoming toxic, you became potent. You took the poison and your spirit synthesized it into medicine. This is the divine transmutation. The devil is watching you because he's trying to calculate how a human vessel can hold so much pressure without cracking. He is studying your reactions because he wants to know the source of your anomaly. You have stopped reacting to his provocations with fear, and you have started responding with a calm authority that terrifies him. Consider the last time you were provoked. In the past, you might have spiraled into anxiety or lashed out in defense. But recently, have you noticed a strange stillness settling over you? A moment where you saw the trap, recognized the bait, and simply chose to walk around it? That is frequency dominion. It is the ability to maintain your internal state regardless of external chaos. If this resonates with the shift you're feeling, take a moment to like this video, as it signals to the algorithm and to the spiritual community that you are part of this awakening. This stillness is not passivity, it is a high-voltage spiritual stance. When you hold your peace, you are actually holding a frequency that is too high for low vibrational entities to inhabit. They cannot feed off your fear if you do not offer it. They cannot manipulate your anger if you do not ignite it. You have become a conductor of divine energy, and the static of the world can no longer interfere with your signal. This obsession from the dark side manifests in a very specific way: surveillance. You might feel a heaviness, a sense of being watched, or sudden, illogical attempts to distract you just as you are entering a flow state. Do not mistake this for a renewed attack. It is reconnaissance. The enemy is trying to find where your new armor has a seam. He is looking for the old triggers, the old buttons that used to send you into a tailspin, but he is finding that those buttons have been disconnected. You must realize that your greatest weapon right now is your consistency. Every day that you wake up and choose gratitude over complaint, every time you choose vision over regret, you are blinding the surveillance of the enemy. You are becoming unpredictable to him because he operates on patterns of trauma, and you are now operating on patterns of grace. It is vital that you do not shrink back from this power. Many chosen ones feel this surge of authority and immediately try to dim their light because it feels intense or because they fear making others uncomfortable. But you were not given this upgrade to hide it. You were given it to establish order in chaos. If you are ready to stand fully in this new identity, consider subscribing to the channel to join this remnant of souls who are walking the same path. We are building a legion of the awake. The discomfort you feel when you walk into a room is not you doing something wrong. It is the atmosphere adjusting to your temperature. You are the thermostat, not the thermometer. You dictate the spiritual climate. You do not just reflect it. The danger of this phase is not that you will be defeated, but that you will be deceived into thinking you are still the old version of yourself. The enemy's strategy now is to induce amnesia. He wants you to forget that you have already won the internal war. He will whisper old insecurities to you, trying to convince you that this strength is temporary or that it is a facade. He wants you to believe that you are still fragile. But look at the evidence. Look at what you have walked through. A fragile thing would have shattered miles ago. You are still standing, and not only are you standing, you are beginning to thrive. This is the prosperous life we speak of, not just material wealth, though that is a part of it, but a richness of soul that cannot be stolen. As you move forward through the coming days, pay close attention to the interruptions in your life. The enemy often hides in the interruptions. When you set your intention to build, to create, or to pray, and a sudden petty issue arises, recognize it for what it is. It is a test of your frequency dominion. It is a probe to see if you will lower your vibration to engage with something beneath you. The devil is obsessed with your power because he knows that if you maintain this frequency for a sustained period, you will not only liberate yourself, but you will begin to liberate your bloodline. You are the cycle breaker, and the breaker of cycles is always the most targeted, but also the most protected. There is a biological component to this spiritual reality as well. Your nervous system has been rewired. Where there was once a constant fight or flight response, there is now a capacity for deep, restorative rest, even in the midst of a storm. This physiological change is the physical manifestation of your spiritual victory. The enemy studies this because he wants to reverse it. He wants to drag you back into the adrenaline of survival mode. But you must guard your rest as if it were a treasure, because it is. Your rest is your weapon. When you rest in the promises of the Creator, you signal to the spiritual realm that you trust your commander more than you fear the adversary. You're walking as a living paradox, a warrior who fights with peace. This is what confuses the Dark Kingdom. They know how to fight violence with violence and hate with hate. They do not know how to fight a heart that refuses to be corrupted. Share this message with someone who needs to be reminded of their own strength, for we are stronger together. As the enemy continues his observation, let him see only one thing, a reflection of the divine so bright that he has no choice but to flee. But there is a deeper layer to this obsession, one that involves not just your present state, but the dormant potential you haven't even touched yet. A potential that scares the darkness more than anything you have done so far. This dormant potential is your capacity to create, not just to react. The enemy is a creature of reaction. He can only distort what already exists. He cannot create. He is a plagiarist of the divine, a master of counterfeits. But you, bearing the imago Dei, the image of God, possess the spark of original creation. You have the ability to speak into the void and bring forth order. This is the terrifying truth that the Dark Kingdom whispers about in the shadows. You are not merely a survivor of the war. You are an architect of the new peace. They are terrified that you will stop fighting them on their level, the level of noise, chaos, and petty conflict, and start building on yours. When you build, you occupy space that darkness used to inhabit. You displace evil not by shouting at it, but by constructing a reality where evil has no function and no home. This is the ultimate form of spiritual warfare, the construction of a life so aligned with the truth that lies naturally disintegrate in your presence. Consider the physics of this spiritual reality. Darkness is not a substance, it is an absence. It is the absence of light. You cannot shovel darkness out of a room, you can only turn on a light. The enemy knows that your dormant potential is a high-voltage switch. If you discover how to fully activate your gifts, your compassion, your intellect, and your spirit, you become a beacon that makes his operations impossible to hide. This is why the attacks have changed. They are no longer just trying to stop you, they are trying to dim you. They want you tired, they want you cynical. They want you to believe that the world is too broken to be fixed, so you shouldn't even try to build your corner of it. But this cynicism is a poison pill. Reject it. Your hope is not a naive wish. It is a weapon of mass reconstruction. It is the evidence of things not seen, the blueprint of the future you are called to materialize. As you awaken to this, you will notice a shift in your social landscape. This is often the most painful part of the ascension, but it is necessary. As your frequency rises, you become discordant with those who are committed to staying low. This is not about judgment, it is about resonance. You cannot fly with eagles if you are scratching in the dirt with chickens, and for a long time you may have dimmed your own light just to fit in with the flock. You minimized your intelligence, suppressed your intuition, and laughed at jokes that weren't funny, all to maintain a fragile peace. But the warrior who fights with peace knows that false peace is just a delayed war. You are now entering a season of realignment. People will fall away. Let them go. Do not chase what is leaving, for the exit of the wrong people is the only way to make room for the entrance of the right ones. This is the pruning spoken of in ancient texts. It feels like loss, but it is actually preparation for a harvest. The branch that bears fruit is pruned so it may bear more fruit. You are being stripped of the dead weight so that your dormant potential can surge without restriction. This process requires a new level of discernment regarding your attention. Your attention is the currency of your life. Whatever you pay attention to, you purchase. If you pay attention to the enemy's taunts, to the outrage of the media, to the gossip of the fearful, you are purchasing anxiety and confusion. You are financing your own oppression. The enemy is a master marketer. He is constantly selling you narratives of doom, but you must become a wise investor. Invest your attention in the promises of the Creator, in the beauty of the natural world, in the cultivation of your skills, and in the nurturing of your family. When you withdraw your attention from the darkness, you starve it. You cease to be a battery for the matrix of fear. This is how you become invisible to the enemy's radar. He tracks you by your fear response. When you stop emitting the frequency of fear and start emitting the frequency of faith and gratitude, you disappear from his targeting system and reappear in the throne room of grace. There is a mystery here that few grasp, the power of silence. In a world that demands you broadcast every thought and emotion, the act of keeping your own counsel is a revolutionary act. The enemy listens to your words to understand your strategies. When you broadcast your plans before they are solidified, you give him the blueprints to sabotage them. Learn the discipline of the hidden years. Just as the seed must remain in the dark soil to germinate, your greatest dreams and projects often need a season of obscurity. Do not despise the shadows. They are the womb of greatness. While you are hidden, you are not inactive. You are gathering density. You are developing the root system that will support the massive weight of the glory that is coming. If you shoot up too fast, without the roots of character and discipline, the first wind of success will topple you. The delay you are frustrated by is actually your protection. It is the divine ensuring that your platform does not crush your character. We must also address the biological anchor of this spiritual expansion. Your body is the temple, the hardware upon which the software of your spirit runs. If the hardware is corrupted, the software cannot execute its full program. The enemy attacks your health because he knows that physical pain and exhaustion are the easiest ways to dampen spiritual resolve. He wants you inflamed, addicted to sugar and screens, and sleep-deprived. This is not just bad habits, it is strategic sabotage. Reclaiming your health is spiritual warfare. When you choose water over poison, sleep over scrolling, and movement over stagnation, you are reinforcing the walls of your fortress. You are telling your body, we are preparing for a long reign. The clarity of mind that comes from a purified vessel allows you to hear the whispers of the spirit that were previously drowned out by the static of inflammation. Your intuition becomes sharper. Your gut feeling becomes a precision instrument. This is the integration of the physical and the spiritual, the holistic dominance that makes you a formidable opponent to the forces of decay. This brings us to the concept of atmospheric authority. Have you noticed that when certain people walk into a room, the energy shifts? They don't have to say a word. Their very presence commands respect and brings order. This is what you are growing into. It is the result of thousands of private victories. Every time you chose forgiveness over bitterness, every time you chose discipline over comfort, every time you chose faith over fear in the privacy of your own heart, you were building this weight of glory. Now you carry it with you. You are becoming a walking sanctuary. People will be drawn to you without knowing why. They will feel safe around you. They will confess things to you that they haven't told anyone else. This is because your spirit is signaling that there is safety here. There is lack of judgment here. There is the love of the Father here. You are becoming a portal through which heaven touches earth. This is a heavy responsibility, but you are built for it. However, with this authority comes the necessity of guarding your gates. The enemy will try to send Trojan horses into your life, people or opportunities that look like gifts but are filled with soldiers waiting to destroy you from the inside. This is why your discernment must be sharper than your desire. Often the enemy will tempt you not with evil, but with good that is not God. He will offer you a good opportunity that will drain your time and distract you from your great assignment. He will send a good person who flatters your ego, but drains your spirit. You must learn to say no to the good so you can say yes to the best. You must be willing to disappoint people to remain true to your assignment. The fear of man is a snare, but the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. You are not called to be popular, you are called to be effective. If you are seeking the applause of the crowd, you will be deaf to the voice of the commander. This journey of the prosperous life is also a journey of healing your relationship with resources. For too long, the enemy has convinced the righteous that poverty is piety. This is a lie from the pit. Resources in the hands of the wicked finance destruction. Resources in the hands of the righteous finance redemption. The enemy wants you broke because he wants you powerless. He wants you focused on survival so you cannot focus on revival. But as you heal your internal world, your external world will begin to mirror that order. Money is simply energy. It is a certificate of appreciation for value delivered. When you operate in your gift, when you serve with excellence, resources flow. Do not apologize for this. Receive it, sanctify it, and deploy it. You are a distribution center for the kingdom. The more you can be trusted to pass the resources to where they are needed, the more will be entrusted to you. The flow stops only when you hoard it out of fear. Open your hands. A clenched fist cannot receive. As you navigate this expansion, remember that the enemy will try to use your past against you. He is the accuser. He will bring up old files, old sins, old versions of you that no longer exist. He will say, "Who are you to lead? Remember what you did." When he does this, you must agree with him quickly and then pivot. Say, "Yes, that was me, and that version of me died. I am a new creation." Do not argue with the accuser. Simply point to the blood that washed you and the spirit that renewed you. Your past is not a prison, it is a school. The fact that you survived your own mistakes and the attacks of others is proof of the hand of God on your life. Your scars are not signs of defect, they are medals of honor. They show that you have been in the arena and survived. People do not trust perfection, they trust overcoming. Your testimony of overcoming is the key that unlocks the cages of others. Do not hide your story. In the right time and context, your story is the weapon that decapitates the giants in other people's lives. We must also speak of the spirit of offense. This is one of the most effective traps in the modern age. The world is baited with offense. Everywhere you look, there is an invitation to be offended, to be hurt, to be outraged. If you take the bait, you are hooked. You are dragged into the emotional mud. The warrior who fights with peace is unoffendable. This does not mean you accept abuse. It means you do not absorb the poison. You see the insult, you recognize the source, and you choose not to receive it. You realize that hurting people hurt people, and their attack is a confession of their own pain. When you refuse to be offended, you break the cycle of retaliation. You stop the karma of pain. This requires immense strength. It is weaker to react than it is to restrain. The power to hold your tongue and guard your heart is the power of a king. There is a rhythm to this new life, a cadence of grace. You are learning to move not by the ticking of the clock, but by the beating of the heart of God. There is a time to run and a time to rest, a time to speak and a time to be silent. The enemy tries to push you into a frantic pace, a state of constant emergency. But the kingdom does not panic. The Creator was never in a hurry. When you feel that frantic urgency, that pressure that says, "I must do this now or I will miss out," pause, breathe. That is often the push of the enemy. The leading of the Spirit is firm but peaceful. It leads, it does not drive. It invites, it does not coerce. Learn to distinguish the difference between the push of the flesh and the pull of the Spirit. One leads to burnout, the other leads to breakthrough. If you are finding value in this guidance, if you feel the chains loosening and the fog lifting, take a moment to engage with this message. A simple like or a comment declares to the algorithm, and more importantly to your own psyche, that you are aligning with this truth. It is a small act of agreement that solidifies the teaching in your mind. We are building a legion of the lucid, a community of those who refuse to sleepwalk through the apocalypse. Your engagement signals that you are awake. Now look deeper into the dormant potential we spoke of. It involves the unlocking of your genetic memory. Science calls it epigenetics, the idea that your environment and your choices can switch genes on or off. Scripture calls it generational blessings. You are carrying the dormant prayers of your ancestors in your DNA. There were grandmothers and great-grandfathers who prayed for a seed that would break the chains of addiction, poverty, and trauma in your bloodline. You are the answer to those prayers. You are the one they saw from afar. When you stand up and fight for your sanity and your soul, you are not fighting alone. You are backed by a cloud of witnesses. The enemy fears you because he sees the battalion standing behind you. He knows that if you win, you retroactively heal the timeline. You give meaning to the suffering of those who came before you by ensuring it stops with you. You are the dam that stops the river of trauma. This realization changes how you view your struggles. You're not being punished. You're being trained for a heavyweight championship. The resistance is heavy because the destiny is massive. If you were destined to be a spectator, the enemy would leave you alone with your distractions. But because you are destined to be a player, a captain, a general, he throws everything he has at you. But here is the secret. He has overplayed his hand. By attacking you so fiercely, he has revealed your value. He has shown you exactly how dangerous you are to his kingdom. If you were insignificant, you would be ignored. The intensity of the battle is a complement to your potential. Consider the concept of the table. The Psalm says, "You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies." Note the location. The table of abundance, peace, and provision is set right in the middle of the battlefield. The enemies are still there. They are watching, but they cannot touch the table. Your task is to sit and eat, to feast on the goodness of God while the chaos swirls around you. This is the ultimate act of defiance. To enjoy your life, to savor your coffee, to love your spouse, to play with your children right in the face of a world gone mad. This drives the enemy insane. He wants you to flip the table and start fighting, but you sit, you eat, you are nourished, and in your nourishment you become strong enough to outlast the siege. This is the prosperous life, a prosperity of soul that is independent of external circumstances. It is a portable paradise that you carry within you. As you continue to walk this path, you will develop a sanctified indifference to the opinions of others. You will realize that most people are viewing you through the lens of their own limitations. If they say, "That's impossible," they are really saying, "I couldn't do that." It has nothing to do with you. You will stop asking for permission to be great. You will stop apologizing for your ambition. You will understand that your expansion does not diminish anyone else. In fact, your light gives others permission to shine. You will become a liberator simply by being free. There is a specific trap you must watch for in this phase, the trap of saving everyone. As you gain strength and wisdom, you will see the patterns of destruction in the lives of those around you. You will want to rush in and save them. You will want to wake them up. But you must remember, you cannot wake a person who is pretending to be asleep. Some people are in love with their chains. If you try to cut them free before they are ready, they will attack you for breaking their comfort. You must love them, pray for them, but respect their free will. You are a lighthouse, not a tugboat. A lighthouse stands firm and shines the light. It does not run into the ocean to drag the ships to shore. If the ships want to be saved, they will steer toward the light. If you run into the chaos to save everyone, you will drown with them. And then the light goes out for everyone. Stay on your rock, shine your light. That is the most loving thing you can do. The prosperous life also demands a recalibration of your language. Your words are containers for power. The ancient texts say that life and death are in the power of the tongue. This is not a metaphor. When you say, "I am sick, I am tired, I am broke," you are instructing yourselves and your reality to align with that confession. You are prophesying defeat. You must learn to speak what you want to see, not just what you currently see. This is not lying. This is calling those things that are not as though they were. It is the language of faith. Start your day by declaring your identity. I am a child of the Most High. I am the head and not the tail. I am favored. I am strong. These words are like tuning forks. They bring your mind and body into resonance with heaven. The enemy wants you to complain, because complaint is the language of hell. Praise is the language of heaven. When you praise in the midst of a problem, you confuse the enemy. He expects you to crumble, but instead you sing. That sound frequency shatters the glass ceilings he has placed over your life. Let us go deeper into the biology of belief. Your nervous system is listening to your internal dialogue. When you ruminate on worst-case scenarios, you flood your system with cortisol. You put your body in a state of decay. But when you meditate on the promises, when you visualize your victory, You release dopamine, serotonin, and oxytocin. You create a chemical environment in your body that promotes healing and regeneration. You literally think yourself well. You believe yourself whole. This is why the enemy fights for your mind. He knows that if he can control your thoughts, he can degrade your biology. But you are taking back the controls. You are becoming the master of your own biochemistry through the renewing of your mind. This is the intersection of science and spirituality, and it is where you will find the stamina to finish your race. The path forward is one of integration. You are no longer compartmentalizing your life. Spiritual on Sunday, secular on Monday. It is all spiritual. How you do business is spiritual. How you treat your body is spiritual. How you manage your emotions is spiritual. You are weaving a seamless garment of integrity. This integrity is your armor. When there are no gaps between what you believe and how you behave, the enemy has no entry point. He looks for the cracks, the hypocrisy, the hidden sins, the double-mindedness. But as you heal and integrate, the cracks seal up. You become a fortress without a breach. This does not mean you are perfect. It means you are honest. You keep short accounts,